Sometimes people want not to believe because they've already made their choice. Years ago, I was talking to a very intelligent, well-read, educated college student. And we were talking about Jesus. He was not a believer. But we had this fascinating conversation. He kept bringing up one objection after another of why, what about this about Jesus? What about that about Christians? What about this about the Bible? What about this about faith? What about this about, and we had a really great conversation. Now, I was working my butt off. It was like playing tennis with somebody who was standing there hitting all the corners, and I'm just sweating, hitting every corner, and he's just, but we're going through one objection after another, and it took hours. But he just had, every time I'd answer one that I thought, after I said it, I thought, yeah, that came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that answer. And he'd kind of go, yeah, that's pretty good. He'd have another one. And I'd be happy with my answer after a while. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm happy. He'd go, yeah, that's pretty good. He'd have another one, and we just kept that same pattern. And then finally, I just kind of just said, hold on here. I'm getting tired. Let's say you and I talked 3 more days. And I was able to answer every objection you have to the Christian faith, the Bible's truthfulness, Jesus' lordship. Would you decide to follow Jesus with your whole life? And he said, no, probably not. And see, what it turns out is there were certain things in his life that he didn't want to change, and so he didn't want to believe Jesus was true. And so it just sort of seemed like his mind kept conjuring up one objection, one doubt after another, because that's what kept him from having to change his life. We like to think we're rational creatures. But I think the truth is we're rationalizing creatures. Most of the time, we like to find intellectual reasons to rationalize our emotional decisions.